Alright guys, I'm going to talk about knives today. Now I'm not a knife channel, okay? I do guns, I do politics, and as such I don't spend a lot of time researching knives. You know, figuring out why one knife is better than another or metallurgy or any of that stuff, okay? But I understand the value of knives. I appreciate what knives are, and I appreciate that different knives are suited for different tasks. I mean, knives are an essential part of human life and have been for thousands of years, and we need to understand that and see the value in that, okay? Now, I came across an article, I can't remember how long ago it's been, sometime in the last 3 months, give or take, and I can't even remember whose blog it was, but it was essentially, you know, the top 3 knives everybody should own, or it could have even been the top 3 knives every prepper should own. And I thought it was an okay list, but certainly not the list that I would put out there. And so that's what I want to do with this video. Now, before I go too much into it, I just want to say, guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a knife, okay? This kind of boutique knife culture that popped up in the 90s, it's great and all, and it's cool for collectors, and there's a lot of cool stuff out there on the market. And, you know, I mean, hell, I've spent, you know, a decent chunk of money on a knife before, but you don't have to. Honestly, $20 to $40 will get you a good quality American-made knife that will last a very long time if you learn how to take care of it and maintain it and sharpen it. It's that simple. 20 to 40 bucks and you can have a knife that will still be around, that you can pass on to your kids in 20 years. All right, just learn how to take care of it. It really is that simple. So, all right, top 3 knives. We're going to go in descending order from least important to most important. If you're a hunter, this list would change slightly, but otherwise, this is a good list for most people out there who maybe don't hunt at all or only occasionally go hunting, okay? First up is going to be a good hunting knife. We have something like this. This is a Schrade old-timer. Buddy of mine gave this to me. I think it's at least 30 years old. It's been sharpened to death. Great little knife, great for hunting, skinning, detail work, that type of stuff. This is the one I've currently been using the last couple seasons. This is a buck 390, made in the USA. Fantastic blade. Hunting knives are obviously for hunting and skinning, that type of stuff, but they're also detail knives, okay? Anything you want to get some really good fine detail work on, hell, even whittling, stuff like that, a hunting knife is a good option for that. So it's a good detail knife. You're usually going to be small, you know, 2 to 3 inch blades, something very easy to work with, very maneuverable. It's just a great little knife to have if you do any type of detail work with your knives, okay? So that's number 3 on the list. Number 2 on the list, and again, if we were talking about hunting, you would swap these two and the hunting knife would be number 2, but number 2 on my list is going to be a good survival knife or camping knife. Now you got a classic right here. This is a buck 119. These things have been around forever. They're great knives. I highly recommend them. You can pick them up really cheap, even at Walmart. You can pick them up for like 35 bucks, I believe. Just great solid knives. These things have been, you know, workhorses for decades now that Buck's been putting these things out. So high quality knife, good for, you know, camping, survival, that type of stuff. Now my personal favorite, this is actually one of the ones I actually spent a good chunk of money on. This is a K-Bar 1271, US made. This is kind of the K-Bar's granddaddy. You know, great for a blunt object, you know, if you got to hammer something in, cutting cordage, batoning, all that stuff. This is a great option for a survival knife. But these are kind of just examples of good survival knives that that would fit that number 2 spot. Then, of course, the number 1 spot, hopefully everybody would see this as obvious, is going to be a good EDC blade. Probably a pocket folder, although I'm not the biggest fan of folders just because they're inherently weaker than fixed blades, but they make a lot of sense for an EDC knife because it's very easy to just throw in your pocket or clip on your belt. We got one here. This is a buck. I don't remember what it is. Let me see here. We've got a buck 285 right there. Fairly inexpensive. I think I picked this up on sale for like 17, 18 bucks. It's got a plastic or a synthetic handle, so you're losing strength there as far as it being a good knife, but it is US made and the blade is a very good blade. Then we got something here, which is what I would probably mostly recommend to most of you guys out there. We've got all steel construction on a SOG. This is a G10 fielder. The only part that's not is, of course, the grips right there, but everything else is solid steel. This is probably a $35 to $40 knife. This is going to be on the upper end of what I would say you need to spend to get a good solid knife. But this one right here, again, you can pick these up at Walmart for like 35 bucks. You can probably get them online even cheaper than that. This is a fantastic option for an EDC blade. So there you go, guys. There's the top 3 I think everybody should own. Good hunting knife, good survival / camping knife, and a good EDC blade. And you're good to go. If you've got those 3 knives, you have your essentials. You got your bases covered when it comes to owning a knife. So there it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.